Have you ever considered blaming immigration for your problems? Who do you blame? Well, I listened to a woman speaking in a coffee house in Great Yarmouth earlier this morning, and actually it was quite frightening what I heard her say. I'm just going to read you essentially my Facebook post from earlier. It's been one of the most unpleasant things I've had to hear in public for ages. Went into our local coffee house and heard an elderly woman in a wheelchair complaining loudly to her elderly husband about the migrants coming over here, not integrating, not respecting our traditions, taking all of our jobs, living in council houses, not speaking English. And naturally, she adds, wait for it, I'm not a racist. This woman is exactly the kind of person Braverman, Sunak, and every right-wing racist party is appealing to. And she and her husband will be the ones who vote Tory in the next election. Some people in our society are truly very unpleasant and fail to see the Tory line for what it is. That is, these people are destroying our society. I wrote on the post, feel free to share. These are the very people who do vote Tory. These are the people who will lead us into a truly dystopian society. Like the elderly Germans who fought in World War I and felt that they were let down by the Weimar Republic, that the Jews and the Bolsheviks had sold out the true German people, that racial integration was behind all the problems that Germany faced. This elderly woman so reminded me historically of those Germans who signed away their democracy and put Hitler in charge of their whole nation. I bet that in the 1930s, elderly Germans would be saying exactly the same thing when Hitler came along. I bet they too would be, say, blaming the homosexuals, the lesbians, the transvestites, the prostitutes, the liberals, for all of Germany's problems and all the civil unrest that was common during the Great Depression. This woman will live to see her NHS destroyed. This woman will live to see what little savings she and her husband have taken up paying massive fuel bills. The very home they worked hard for all their lives will be sold to pay for care home costs. Their children and grandchildren will face a bleak future. But they'll vote Tory because they're doing something about the migrants. It's the Tories who will consume everything of value this woman and her husband have worked hard for all their lives. We have one of the lowest state pensioners in Europe. We have elderly people freezing to death in winter, while we pay billionaires to heat the stables of their stately homes for the horses. Yet primarily because of essentially her own racial prejudice and her idea of what it means to live amongst those of our own mind, of our own kind, this woman will elect a party who will not care if she lives or dies. Sadly, the UK is full of people like this woman, and every one of them will vote Tory. I warned you, I've said again and again, we are marching into dystopia, a dystopian society. People voting Tory are contributing to this. Very soon, you won't be able to vote at all. Bye.